in the matter of the state of Michigan versus William Ford, 26273. And Detective, your name for the record, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Detective Joseph Carwine, please.
All right, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
You may proceed on the warrant.
Your Honor, on March 1st, 2026, Officer Kegley reported that he was at about 1:54 a.m. Officer Kegley reported that he was patrolling the area of 2nd Street and Oak when he observed two males near each other and talking. Officer Kegley observed that one male, later identified as the defendant, Mr. William Marshall Ford, punched another male identified as the victim, Devin Demick, with his right fist. Officer Kegley exited his patrol vehicle and observed the victim bleeding from his forehead. The defendant was seen walking from the area and refused to listen to any officer's verbal commands to stop. Officer Kegley then observed the defendant drop a small object from his hand near a business in the area. Assisting Officer Cox approached the defendant and placed him in cuffs for further investigation. Officers then located a pair of black brass knuckles in the area where the defendant had dropped them. Officers then spoke with the victim, who stated that he saw the defendant walking, at which time he saw that he may have been upset and asked him if he was okay, at which time the defendant punched the victim in the face with the brass knuckles. The victim was later transported to the hospital where he received several stitches and for a deep laceration on his forehead. The defendant was later then placed under arrest and conveyed to the station where he was booked and held. The defendant consented to a PBT test, which resulted in a 0.18 BAC. Your Honor, I'd also like to note that the defendant is a habitual fourth offense notice, where he was on June 24th, 1999, was convicted of assault with intent to murder in the Sixth Circuit Court. And on October 4th, 1994, he was convicted of assault with a dangerous weapon. And on or about March 2nd, 1994, he was convicted of larceny for a person in the Third Circuit Court.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand the last one. What would this from Third Circuit? What was that one?
The Third Circuit Court was in March 2nd, 1994, for larceny of a person in the Third Circuit, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. All right, the court does find upon examination of the complaining witness if the offenses charged were committed, that there's probable cause to believe defendant committed those offenses. Counsel, your appearance, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Corey Westmoreland appearing on behalf of Mr. Ford.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Ford. Your name for the record, please.
William Marshall Ford.
Counsel, as to the arraignment.
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, we are prepared to waive a formal reading. My client stands mute.
The court will waive the formal reading. You have the right to have an attorney. If you are unable to afford an attorney, you may have one appointed to represent you. And in fact, you've had an opportunity to speak to an attorney today. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, sir. Ma'am.
The court has also signed the petition in order for appointing an attorney for felony matters. You have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to have a trial by a judge or by a jury, and you also have the right to remain silent. Anything you say orally or in writing may be used against you in court. Do you understand those rights, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
The court is entering a plea of not guilty on your behalf, scheduling this matter for a probable cause conference on March 12th.
Not guilty.
9:45 a.m. All right, counsel, as to bond.
Yes, Your Honor. I would like you to know that Mr. Ford currently is residing in Wyandotte. He works locally at Britta's Biddle Avenue Florist. He's been there for roughly 3 years. He's not currently on probation or parole. He has no other pending matters out of any other jurisdiction that we're aware of. And after speaking with Mr. Ford at length this morning, he did assure me he would be appearing at all future court dates and understands the importance of doing so. I would just ask that all that be taken into account when assessing a bond.
All right. And so, Mr. Ford, how long have you been working at Brenda's Flowers?
I've been working there for approximately 3 years.
And what do you do there, sir?
But a little bit of everything. I move heavy stuff for the girls. I deliver flowers.
And
Take
do you
out the
live
trash.
above where you work, sir?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Okay. Well, I was looking at the address and that's what it seemed to be. All right. And you're not out on bond in any other jurisdiction, sir?
Ma'am.
And when were you released from prison on your matter that you were sentenced 25 to 50 years on?
About a little over 4 years ago.
And I'm sorry, do you know Mr. Demick?
No, I do not.
Have you ever failed to appear in court for any reason, sir?
When I was younger, yes, ma'am.
Have you since resolved those issues?
Yes, I have, ma'am.
And who resides with you, sir, at your home?
My employer's daughter. We live together.
Are the two of you in a dating relationship?
Yes, ma'am, we are.
Okay. I mean, usually somebody would say my girlfriend, but my employer's daughter. Okay. And how long have you been dating your employer's daughter?
A little over 3 years.
All right. And sir, when you were released from prison, were you placed on parole or did you finish your sentence?
And I was placed on the parole, and then I finished my parole. I was
Okay,
living in Southgate, and I finished
sorry?
my parole down here.
What about Southgate?
I said I was living in Southgate while I was on parole, and I finished my parole down here. I started my parole off over in South Lyon at my mother's address.
Okay. And so when were you discharged from parole, sir?
Wow, what was that? I don't know the exact date, ma'am.
Well, I'm just
But it
trying to
is
do the
a-
math.
I
How
did
long were you on parole?
a year.
Okay. So then
Yeah.
all right. So you've been off parole for 3 years then, since you've been living in Wyandotte, correct?
Right.
Okay. All right, detective, would you like to address bond?
Your Honor, taking into consideration the nature of the dangerous or the severity of this offense, and the defendant's criminal history, and not having any knowledge of who the victim was, or not knowing who the victim was, or having any previous altercations with him, I would recommend $100,000, 10%, Your Honor, and in addition to a GPS tether to ensure the defendant's next court appearance, Your Honor.
And it's expensive, honey.
Sir, you're facing a habitual offender fourth offense, and you are facing up to life in prison, sir, if convicted of the first count, which is a 5-year felony. And because that one's 5 years or more, then you're facing life in prison. And not only that, sir, but the court has serious concerns for the safety of the public. Because if the allegations are true and the victim in this matter simply went to check on you to see if you're okay, and he himself ended up in the hospital as a result of your actions, then that's extremely concerning to the safety of the community.
Okay.
The court will note after review of Mr. Ford's criminal history, 2 of which are significant and of an assaultive nature, one of which landed Mr. Ford in prison for 25 years. The court does find that bond would be appropriate, the amount of $250,000, 10% bond.
Thank you.
That's based on the reasons that I just stated on the record for just a moment ago, specifically to protect the victim in this matter and the community at large from Mr. Ford's actions and behavior. In the event bond is posted, sir, you're not to return to Captain's or any other bars. You also, sir, are not to have any contact with Mr. Demick. That's whether you post bond or not. That's phone contact, text message, email, social media, third party, anything of the like. You're not to possess or consume any alcohol or drugs unless prescribed. You are not to possess or have access to any firearms or weapons. Do you have any of those?
No, ma'am.
You are not to be released without a GPS and alcohol tether from the Wayne County Jail. Any questions?
No, thank you, Your Honor. All set. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
All right.